Hey guys, it's Merce. Welcome back to Harpies in the Trees, where I review horror books with a supernatural focus. I'm so glad that you guys liked the Scary Locations book haul video. It was inspired by you guys, and it was just so much fun. Like, I just really enjoyed looking for a book with a weird, like, just like a weird requirement, you know? And it was actually a little challenging for some of them. I feel like places like GOODREADS and other websites should definitely have a search option for setting. I think that would be really cool. I would like to do another book haul like that, honestly, you guys, because it was so cool. So I'm trying to think of ideas for a poll. It could be a certain type of trope. Maybe it's something that goes back and forth in time. Maybe it has like a real specific element, like let's say the Ouija board or something like that. If you guys have ideas, let me know. Put them down in the comments down there. I'm still working on the user submitted creepy stories, but don't worry, those are coming. But I'm taking my time with that because I definitely want it to be really good. Today we have something super fun, and it's actually sort of on time, which is great. Thank you, German Post. It is the Abominable Book Club box for April, so I'm very excited to get into this. So before we get into the Abominable Book box, just want to do a few message shoutouts, and then we'll jump in. So the first one is from Are You Into Horror? And he says, "Hey Merce, as always, loved the tour of horrific locales, and here's hoping you love Plain Children." If you watched that video that I posted last week, Richard from Are You Into Horror, he did a review on Plain Children, and it really made me want to get the book. And he continues, he says, "I actually DNF'd it at 171, so I did at least give it a try. In my video, I think I said it was 100 pages, so just want to clear that up. Being in a tunnel reminds me of a scene from the movie Session 9. And if you haven't seen Session 9, and you like abandoned asylum locations, and you like supernatural stuff, this film, it's just, I don't know, super geil. In German, that just means like, something that's like really good, really cool. And so that movie is so cool. It is extremely creepy. It stands the test of time. I've watched it multiple times throughout the years. So if you want a creepy abandoned asylum ghost story, this is really good. Okay, let's open up this box. And where's my knife? Got it, just in case we need it. Here's what it looks like when you open up the box. We have our spoiler card. I can see our drinks bag and our used book in here. Let's go ahead and open up the drinks. The Bevvies. Oh yay! So we did get another coffee from Lions. And this says Perkadilly No. 4 coffee bag, deep and intense. We have our two teas, and there is a strawberry and raspberry tea this time. I'm not really big on the fruit teas, but every once in a while I really crave one, especially if it's like a really beautiful sunny day. It's like fruit tea is just perfect. So this is a new one. It's Horlick's Take a Moment Instant Hot Malty Goodness. I think it's hot chocolate. And we have a Nescafe Cappuccino. Unsweetened, which is perfect. And now we're on to the treat. And it is chocolate, chocolade, hot cross bun in Moorish milk chocolate. And this is another Wickedly Welsh chocolate. It's usually where we get our chocolates from. Mine did crack in shipment, but that's okay. Let's taste it. Just make sure it's all good. I know. You like these my long cuffs here? I made these last week, and I've just been trying to find any excuse to wear them. They are completely not easy to wear. There's nothing functional about them whatsoever, but Very pretty. Okay. This is what other side looks like. It's ginger. So it has ginger and allspice, clove, nutmeg, coriander, and cinnamon. It's a very, yeah, it's like gingerbread cookies or allspice cookies, maybe carrot cake, sort of like kind of those similar spices. Kind of reminds me of autumn. So the spoiler card is right on top, but we're going to wait on this. So they have come up with a new design to package their used books in, which is waxing the twine right onto the paper. And that is so excellent. That's a great idea. It just looks really, you know, it just looks like something that people would do when they were actually, you know, wrapping things like this. It's so awesome. I love it. We usually get 2 bookmarks and a used book. And it always comes wrapped in this brown paper with the twine and the wax seal. And if you're not familiar with Abominable Book Club, what they do is they send you a new release, a used book, an ebook, a magazine, or a novella, 2 bookmarks, a pin, and drinks and treats. I usually wait to the end to open this up because it is my favorite. Aw, it's so cute. It says future ghost. He kind of looks like a little pickle though. But that's really, really cute. I hope I'm a ghost when my time comes, because it would be just so perfect for me to float around, and I don't know, I feel like I'll just like prank people or something all the time. So our new book is Tender is the Flesh. You've probably seen this book around. I've heard about it for a while now. By Agustina Bazterrica. Not sure if I said that right. Please forgive me if I said that wrong. Let's read the back. If everyone was eating human meat, would you? Marcos is in the business of slaughtering humans, only no one calls them that. He works with numbers, consignments, processing. One day he's given a specimen of the finest quality. He leaves her tied up in an outhouse, problem to be disposed of later. But she haunts Marcos. Her trembling body and watchful gaze seem to understand, and soon he becomes tortured by what has been lost and what might still be saved. That's definitely more of an existential synopsis than I was expecting. I think I do know it's about cannibalism, but this makes it seem like it's a little bit more, there's more depth to that. Agustina is an Argentinian novelist. Seems like she mostly writes short stories, but this is her second novel. And there's a quote before going into the first chapter, and it says, "They nibble away at my brain, drinking the juice of my heart, and they tell me bedtime stories." It's by Patricio Rey y sus Redonditos de Ricota. I hope I said that right. That quote kind of gets to me a little bit, because it's like when someone is being like manipulative to you, and then they're trying to make their chaos make sense to you by telling you, you know, propaganda. In this case, a bedtime story, but you know, maybe it's something else, you know, like using religion or politics or whatever. So I think this is going to be really, really interesting. Ooh, we got a hardcover. What? So we got 2 books. This is kind of rare. We don't usually get 2 books like this, so this is very, very cool. This is called The Last House on Needless Street by Catriona Ward. I don't think I've seen this around anywhere that I can remember. And it does come with a signed book plate. There's like a little kitty at the end there. It's so cute. Let's see what it's about. You won't believe what's inside the last house on Needless Street. This is the story of a murderer, a stolen child, revenge. This is the story of Ted, who lives with his daughter, Lauren, and his cat, Olivia, in an empty house, in an ordinary house at the end of an ordinary street. All these things are true, and yet some of them are lies. You think you know what's inside the last house on Needless Street. You think you've read this story before. In a dark forest at the end of Needless Street, something lies buried, but it's not what you think. Oh, okay. You have my attention. I am listening. There is a picture of the author in the back. She was born in Washington, D.C., but has grown up in the U.S., Kenya, and Madagascar, Yemen, and Morocco. Wow. I guess she has another novel called Raw Blood. I don't think I have seen that around either. But it sounds, I mean, the synopsis and the way they word it makes it sound extremely salacious. Both of these sound just really intriguing. Wow. Let's get to the belle of the ball. Let's check out our two bookmarks that we always get. This one is a Franz Kafka quote, and it says, "I think we ought to read only the kind of books that wound and stab us." And in the back is an excerpt from Metamorphosis. One morning as Gregor Samsa was waking up from anxious dreams, he discovered that in bed he had been changed into a monstrous verminous bug. He lay on his armor, hard back, and saw, as he lifted his head up a little, his brown arched abdomen divided up into rigid bow-like sections. From this height, the blanket, just about ready to slide off completely, could hardly stay in place. His numerous legs, pitifully thin in comparison to the rest of his circumference, flickered helplessly before his eyes. And we always get a Abominable bookmark. This one's a lot bigger than the ones we normally get, so it looks like they've made some changes there, maybe to accommodate a longer microfiction. "Go on the count of 3, the instructor said, his hand clamped onto my shoulder. 1, 2, 3. I shifted my legs and dropped off the edge of the boat. I focused on my breathing and waited for the bubbles to clear, revealing the vast empty blue in all directions. Nothing but the void. They told me to wait, that there would be blips on the scanner, and big ones too. I waited, but still nothing. Of course it was a hoax. 10 grand con. There had been chatter online that the real mermaid videos were CGI, but I had to know for sure. I pushed up towards the surface when something suddenly clamped around my foot. I looked down and saw a face staring at me from the darkness. Its eyes were beautiful, massive and glittering in the dim light, but they were wide with panic. More of them shot past me, up towards the surface. There were so many, but there was something else too. Clouds of red in the water. Blood. Some of the creatures were missing chunks from their bodies, others had whole limbs gone. I thought about the blips on the scanner and wondered what was hunting them. Oh, this one's actually really sad. Okay, let's open this one up. I wonder what it'll be. I had a feeling it would be James Herbert. So yeah, James Herbert. This is going to be my 4th James Herbert book, I think. I'm actually going to be reading The Ghost of Sleeth by James Herbert. These are my next read on my TBR list. I'll be reading this. The cover is interesting. It's like kind of clean, has a modern feel to it. Let's see. This was written in 1984, but this copy is from 2000. The long-dreaded nuclear conflict, the city torn apart, shattered, its people destroyed or mutilated beyond hope for just a few. Survival is possible, but only beneath the wrecked streets. If there is a time to avoid the slow descending poisonous ashes, but below, the rats, demonic offspring of their irradiated forebears, are waiting. They know that man is weakened, become frail, has become their prey. Remember with fear. I love rats. I've had pet rats. I really love them. And I'm not really like a big fan of like making animals into monsters. So I'm not sure if I will actually get to this anytime soon, just because like it would make me too sad, you know? Oh wow, there is this photograph of James Herbert in the back. He's just ready for that rock concert, you know? He seems very uncomfortable though. He's probably like, just take the picture. Okay, let's go over the spoiler card. See if we missed anything. Last House on Neela Street by Catriona Ward was signed Bookplate. This brand new hardback release has been making waves during its entire pre-launch due to the stellar writing and breathtaking story, and we're glad to say it lives up to the hype. We can't express how happy we are to include this fantastic book in the box, and we hope you all enjoyed as much as we did. Tender is the Flesh by Agustina Bazterrica. Due to Black Static moving to a more infrequent schedules with bumper issues, we were left with a gap in our regular programming. Thankfully, we read this amazing book at the start of the year and were blown away, so we knew we had to plug the gap with this brutal, stomach-turning story of cannibalism and the darkest aspects of human nature. Don't read this one with a plate full of bacon in front of you. The story that we read on the bookmark here, that's written by Owen, is one of the guys over here at Abominable Book Club. It's called Fall of Ariel, and the future ghost pen glows in the dark, which is always a treat. Their last pen I was wearing for another video, and just noticed that it was glowing, and it was these little ghosts that are like floating in front of a purple haunted house. I was just like, oh, I didn't even know. That's like so awesome. Like, I love little surprises like that. So I'm really happy with what I got this month. I think these two new books are going to be, I think they hold a lot of promise to be excellent reads. They sound so good. So hoping for the best on that. The James Herbert, I get to add that to my growing collection. I'm starting to have more and more Herbert books. I'm excited to read that Ghost of Sleep. Check out, his writing and see, what he's about. Be sure to let me know in the comments below what you think about this box and the books that we got this month. Thank you so much for watching and spending time with me today. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, please like and comment. That would be awesome. Other than that, please take care of yourselves, watch out for each other, and I will talk to you next time.